What's up, everybody? It's me, Erica, and this is your review of Bling Empire Episode 1. It is a new show on Netflix that follows around a very wealthy Asian friend group. I love the concept so far. I love the extreme, filthy wealth. I love to see it. I also love that they are not only, talking about how wealthy they are, but also incorporating real life human issues that have nothing to do with how much money you have, and that people, all kinds of people from all socioeconomic levels, go through. I love the fact that it's set in LA. It also gives me an opportunity to see different shots of Los Angeles, which is my hometown. Everybody has a pretty good storyline. I like it. I actually enjoyed it. I actually doesn't seem like the episodes are 45 minutes each. They're long, but it doesn't seem like it. It goes by really fast, keeps the pace. There's no kind of lull or slow moments or anything. Like, it's very much pay attention. Like, it's really, I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot, and I can't wait to season 2. I'm about to watch the whole series again. Some people have watched it twice already. It's really getting a lot of good reviews. A lot of people are enjoying it. The characters are interesting, quirky, annoying, all of that. It's giving you all of that. So it kind of is centered around this guy named Kevin, who is Japanese and Korean. He is adopted by a white family. He's from Philly, and he moved to LA, and he's making some Asian friends, and these are his friends. The main friend is Kane, whose wealth comes from oil, shipping, and from real estate. And they've known each other for about a year. So Kane, again, his wealth comes from, let's see, he said he started investing at 17 with a loan from his dad, which he paid back in 2 months. By the time he was 18, he had a 7-figure fortune. Compared to all wealthy kids in Singapore, I was raised different. My father would never pamper us. Instead, when I was young, he would take me to the nearest public bus stop and tell me to take the public bus to school. He never provided chauffeurs for us or luxuries in life, but just the necessities, just as the best education, food, and travel. And Kane is Kevin's friend, and so Kane's friend group is now going to be Kevin's friend group. So Kevin admits that he doesn't know much about Asian culture because he was raised by a white family. He is Korean and Japanese. It's really kind of centered around them too. Christine Chu, and she's married to Dr. Chu, who is a plastic surgeon, and she explains that Dr. Chu is 24th generation of the Song dynasty. He would have been the next in line if his father, if they operated in dynasties that way. And their son, baby G, would be a prince. It took her 11 years to produce a male heir, and it was very hard on her, and we do get into that in the series. Oh, Christine, her wealth is a generational fortune from the Song dynasty and also plastic surgery. That's where her wealth comes from. And when I think about Christine, we really don't get much into her family story. And towards the end of the series. So that's Christine. Kelly is the next one. Kelly is a woman who explains when she was 20 years old. She's Chinese. She was 20 years old. She married this wealthy guy. They showed pictures. She was living the life, and it turned out this guy was running. She was like, she would spend $400,000 on her Black American Express card, but it turns out that they owed $168 million in taxes. He was running the largest cyber scam in American history, and now is in 10 years in prison. So she is now an entrepreneur. She's of course not married to the guy anymore. She is now connected to this guy named Andrew, who is best known as the Red Power Ranger. We get into their relationship. And so she says now she doesn't want to date for money. She wants to date for love. Let me get down to Kelly. So Kelly says her wealth comes from, Kelly explains that in her 20s she was married to a wealthy man from China. Then in 2015, her husband was one of 6 people indicted on a multi-million-dollar fraud scheme. According to the report from the Department of Justice, the defendants buried relatively small hidden text message service charges in the monthly mobile phone bills of thousands of customers who did not purchase text messaging services and made millions. Kelly's ex-husband is serving a 10-year jail sentence, and Kelly has supported herself ever since. I don't know, baby, but she got money too, but it is what it is. But Andrew is her love interest. Then we get to Anna Shea. Miss Anna Shea is my favorite. Her fortune comes from her father, Edward Shea. He's a late billionaire founder of Pacific Architects and Engineers, a defense contracting firm that has worked with the United States governments on projects around the world since 1955. Her mom is Ai San. She was born and raised in Japan. Anna Shea is a self-described queen of Los Angeles. She is actually half Russian, half Japanese. They show her hammering with a damn sledgehammer the inside of her closet. So she's very wealthy. They say she's a reclusive person. But now, I guess with this series, she's actually coming out to the social scene a little more. She says it's very important to have fun, and she does have a son. She's been married 4 times, divorced 4 times. I love Miss Anna Shea. She is my favorite, okay? She gives you a mixture of Mama Elsa from the Real Housewives of Miami. She gives you Donatella Versace, and she gives you Mary Cosby. All of that. Very eccentric, very quirky. She's also very quiet, and she speaks with this low, very low voice. She doesn't seem to raise her voice at all. If you ask me, she seems like she's on edibles. Like, she seems like very, very relaxed. I mean, I guess when you got all that damn money, there's no reason to be stressful. And it's so funny because there was several times in the episode where she goes, "This is so stressful." I'm like, girl, I got too much money to be dealing with this. Nothing should be this stressful. This is too stressful. This is stressful. So I like Anna Shea. So we get into her later. So it is Chinese New Year, and Christine Chu she's shutting down Rodeo Drive. Did you hear what I said? She's shutting down Rodeo Drive to have a Chinese New Year celebration, Year of the Pig. So that was 2019. They talk about Chinese New Year and how it's geared around, if you know anything about Chinese New Year, it's geared around giving money, prosperity. You know, the red symbolizes prosperity and fortune, and gold. You get a bunch of little red and gold envelopes with money in them, and that's what it's about. Fortune, that's what it's about. That is what it's about. They're basically talking about they have a small circle of affluent Asians in Los Angeles, and this is their friend group. Christine Chu and Anna Shea have this, who's the queen of this friend group, energy going on. Anna could care less. Christine is more pressed than Anna is. Anna is just like, girl, we don't have to compete with me, girl. I was born into this. You married into this. Doesn't that sound familiar? She was like, girl, you cannot compete with what you're born into, honey. I was born into this. You will never be able to compete with me. I don't give a damn who you marry, okay? Shout out to Anna Shea. She's my favorite so far. So it was funny because Anna and Christine are having little talk, and they're like, Anna's coming out in society again. She's been gone. She's not really been out. And what is Christine going to do? Because Anna really is the girl. She's that girl. She has all the jewelry. She has a great collection of jewelry. And so they're having this little conversation, and Christina's like, oh, it's so good to see you. I'm glad you came to my party and this and that. And she was like, girl, for some reason she mentions that she stays in the plaza and stays in the presidential suite. And Anna was like, oh, really? You stay at the plaza? I never see you there. And she was like, yeah. Where do you stay? And she was like, and then Christine was like, I stay in the presidential suite. And she was like, me too. And she was like, well, really, you stay there too? And so Anna makes this observation that Christine used to be very down to earth, but now all of a sudden she's got into this name dropping. And it's evident, it's clear throughout the entire series. Anna clocked Christine. I don't know what Christine has, but she really wants to be the queen of this friend group and be the one who kind of overshadows Anna. And she takes a great, they make a great effort going back and forth with each other. But Anna invites Christine to her house because she's having a party. She was like, I want to invite you. She was like, okay, great. So Kane is sitting down with Jamie. Jamie's wealth comes from Silicon Valley. Her father is a tech billionaire. Remember I told you the other day how Lori Harvey needs to marry a tech billionaire? Baby, when I say she's shooting low, she's shooting the fuck low. So they're saying that there's pressure from the family. Do you feel pressure for your family? And Jamie, she's about 22. She's so cute. She's 22. All she does is I was on her Instagram, honey. She was on the cover of Harper's Bazaar. She takes pictures all day. She is 22, and that's whatever 22-year-olds do with the extreme wealth. Honey, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't even know what it tastes like. But she reminded me, remember that show that used to come on E with E.J. Johnson and some other kids, but it was like Rich Kids of Beverly Hills? She reminds me of a girl that played in that series, the Asian girl that played in that series. Jamie, okay, we've gone through. I'm telling you where their money comes from. Jamie is, her wealth again comes from, her father is billionaire Ken Z. He's a cybersecurity technology entrepreneur who founded a business with his brother. She also has a YouTube page. She says she supports her own shopping habit and she makes her own money. Do you, Jamie? Okay, girl. She's also a professional horseback rider, and she talks about how she owned horses and they used to fly Emirates. This is the kind of money, like, girl, when you watch these other shows and they're supposed to be flamboyant and rich and women who lunch and stuff like that, it's not giving none of this. Do you hear me? None of it. It's giving none of it. So they're saying, like, fuck college. Do they feel pressure from their family? Yes, they do. They're like, what are we going to college for? Like, literally, what would be the reason? Like, literally, unless you are going to be a doctor or you're going to be, if you're going somewhere where you need credentials, then I could get it. But if you're just like, okay, I'm in real estate, what do I need to go to college for? My parents are in oil and I got money from that, and I'm in real estate. What do I need to go to college for? Like literally, what do you need to go to college for if you're that wealthy, if you're a billionaire? Come on. Not unless you, like I said, not when you're a billionaire. It doesn't even make sense. It doesn't. It really doesn't. It doesn't. Kelly asked Kevin if he's dating, right? And Kevin seems to have an interest in Kelly. He likes her. He says she's intelligent, she's successful, she's a go-getter. He really likes her. But he knows that she has drama going on with Andrew, the Red Power Ranger, and we're going to get into that later. There's a lot of people on the show. Kim Lee is the next one. Kim Lee was born in California, raised by her mom, who is originally from Vietnam, and her stepdad, who is from France. Before becoming a DJ with an international following, she had a successful career as a model. Bling Empire isn't her first time on reality TV. She was also on The Amazing Race Vietnam and Vietnam Got Talent, and the host of Yo MTV Raps in Asia that highlights Asian hip hop talent. That's where her wealth comes from. She's cute. She's rude. She's cute though, but she's rude. Yeah, she's Vietnamese, and she's a DJ, very popular DJ. So they come over, Kevin and Kelly, I think, come over to take pictures of, not Kevin, all these K's. I just thought about that. A lot of their names start with K's. Keith, is that his name? Kevin. Kane and Kelly go over Kim's house, and she's doing a photo shoot. She wants them to help her take pictures. She talks about the relationship with her mom and how supportive and encouraging her mother is. Her mother seems like a little sassy thing, little petite, little Asian lady. And she says that her mother told her, don't worry about a man. You get your own stuff, make sure that you're successful, make sure you have your own. So they're taking pics, and her mom is like telling her, take your pic like this. You know, she's a little sassy. They're like, all right, all right. Kelly, Andrew, and Anna. All right. So Kelly and Andrew are boyfriend and girlfriend. And Andrew says that he has a surprise for Kelly's birthday. Anna says she wants to take Kelly to her favorite restaurant, which is Maison du Caviar in Paris. Maison du Caviar. I need to get on my French accent together. Maison du Caviar in Paris. And they get on a private jet, baby, and fly. No, they get on Air France. So they get on Air France. I think they get on Air France because Anna gets dressed up as a flight attendant and was like, can I take you guys' order? Bitch, when you got that much money, girl, I can be whatever I want to be, baby. So they get on the plane. They are going to this restaurant for Kelly's surprise birthday party. They get off the plane. They meet Florent, who is Anna's BFF. They're going shopping. All the stores are closed for Anna. She comes in. They went to Boucheron. They're going to all of these different jewelry stores, shopping. You can see the diamonds are so big. The stones are so big and pretty. I was like, oh my God. But they left Andrew in the room, right? So they're doing all this shopping. Anna ends up buying Kelly a friendship ring. No telling how much that goddamn ring costs. But she buys a ring for Kelly for her birthday and buys herself a matching ring. And then all of a sudden, Kelly gets a call from Andrew. And Andrew, they show a shot of Andrew looking off the balcony. He looks pissed. So he calls her, and she was like, I'm so annoyed right now. And Anna was like, girl, why? Why are you so annoyed? She was like, because he's going to keep calling. He's mad because we left him. And she was like, but he was asleep, right? And she was like, yeah, and I didn't want to wake him. And so when she gets him on the phone, he's on speaker, and she was like, hey, what's up? And he was like, the lack of effort. It just annoys me. And he starts going off on her, like screaming in the phone. Like, why would you do that? And Anna's looking like, girl, what the fuck is wrong with your man? Yelling in the phone. She ends up hanging up on him, and Anna goes, girl, this is stressful. Like, that is too stressful for me. Like, girl, what? And so Anna in her confessional goes, I don't know what's up with that. I don't know what they got going on, but ain't no dick that good to be dealing with no shit like that at all. And she's right. And she said, and so on the way back, Kelly lets her know that when he wants to talk about things, this is a sign of an abuser. When it's time to hash out a disagreement and they keep you up all night long trying to hash it out, and there's no resolve. She said that he has kept her up for 8 hours. It's a way to get you sleep deprived and kind of break you down. So be mindful of that. If you're in a relationship with somebody and they want to keep you up at all hours of the night arguing, it's so that you can become sleep deprived and you can't really think really clearly. Staying up for 8 hours arguing about something way into the night, don't even do it. That's a sign of an abusive person. She was like, he's just going to keep calling me. He's just going to keep calling me. And he does. He keeps calling her. And he was yelling on the phone. That was so cringy. It was really cringy. So Christine and Kane are going motorcycle shopping at the Ducati shop. Christine says she wants to be able to get out of town in case there's a zombie apocalypse. Girl, so you want to go buy a Ducati? I was looking like, this scene is a little too much, girl. Ain't nobody buying a Ducati to get out of town, and you don't even know how to ride a motorcycle. So you just playing around. You just playing in our faces. Anyways, so they start talking about Anna and how Anna is mysterious. She's mischievous. Anna has this youthfulness about her where she doesn't really take much serious. She doesn't like the things that, like Christine is bragging about. She doesn't care about stuff like that. She's very nonchalant, very nonchalant, very nonchalant. She says, I feel like Anna was trying to impress me. No, girl, you trying to impress Anna. Let's be clear. She was like, I feel like Anna was trying to impress me. She told me she brought all of her diamonds. Oh, and so Christine is traveling with security because she's moving her diamonds to, I guess, where they're safe, a secure place, maybe in the bank or something like that, wherever they're holding their diamonds and their jewelry. So she's traveling with these security guards, and she basically says that she has jewelry with her. She puts it on, right? So it's like logos and stuff. It's really, really pretty, like pink and white. very pretty, a Louis Vuitton logo going around her neck. He puts it on, and she was like, what if I wear it to the party? He was looking like, no. She was like, I think Anna has a piece like this. Girl, why would you even think about wearing it to her party? If you know that woman has the same piece, why are you wearing it? Like, Christine, you doing the most. You doing the most. You doing the most. So Christine gets, she says, maybe I should wear it to her party. Kane, now Kane is for the mess. Now, I don't know if Kane is straight or gay. I don't know what's going on with Kane. But he seems like he's for the mess. He seems like he's messy. But he still seems like he is like very, with the manners. He's very much with like, I don't think that will be good, but I want to see it. You know what I mean? Like, he's like that. So Kelly and Andrew, they get back to talking. And she was like, you know, I don't know what to do. You overreact. This is not the first time that you act a fool. She was like, you were asleep. And so he starts apologizing, and he starts crying. And he was like, I want to learn. And she was like, I want to learn with you. And he's just giving her this typical, I've done something wrong. I'm going to cry about it. I'm going to show you emotion, because since you're not used to men seeing emotion, when a man cries, most women melt, right? They don't know what to do. So men who are manipulative, they will use that crying technique. They don't need, honey, when we get into their story, Andrew is a mess, and he has a lot of shit that he needs to work on before he gets into a relationship, and he's putting it all on Kelly. He starts crying. Of course, she hugs him. They're BFFs again. She was like, I know he has good intentions. So I don't want to give up on him. Now, here's where the abuse comes in. I don't want to give up on him because I'm the only one he has. So there's the codependency, and you being stuck, feeling like you're stuck to that person while they abuse you because they have told you they don't have anybody else. He wants to change, and I feel like there's hope. Typical, just abusive language of somebody being abused, really, is what Kelly is giving me. So Kevin, Kim, and Jamie are at the pool. Jamie's explaining how she forgot her swimsuit. Kevin is talking about how he pays $1,000 a month in rent, and Kim is talking about how she pays $19,000 a month for wherever she's staying. Girl, $19,000 a month, what? Kevin is very corny. He's just a corny, cringy dude. I don't know if it's because of how he was raised, but he's just very corny. Like, he does a little bit too much. And he goes a little bit too far. He's just cringy to me. He's corny. They get to Anna's party. Anna has a nice Spanish-style home. What I have noticed throughout the season is Anna doesn't close her front door. I'm sure she'll do it now, now that she's on the show. But every time people just walk into her house, she'd be like, okay, I'm back here. I mean, I guess wherever she lives, I'm sure it's highly secured. Anna's at the party. She tells Kelly that she's sorry about what happened in Paris. And she was like, but I actually held back. Because Anna was not pleased with what Andrew did in Paris. And she was like, so they start eating caviar. And then we meet Sherry and Jesse. Sherry and Jesse is a non-traditional Asian couple. They have a child and one child on the way, and they're not married, right? And so Kane brings that up, that it's super rare in Asian culture for a woman to be pregnant, have a baby with a guy, and not be married to a guy. That does not happen. It's rare. He said it's super rare. It's super rare. I think it's so cute that the baby's name is Jador. That is the baby's name. I'm sure she has a Chinese name. But let me see where she doesn't have an Instagram account, and her husband, it doesn't say how he made his money. But Sherry doesn't have an Instagram account, and we cannot tell where her wealth came from. Her husband's name is Jesse. Doesn't say what he does, but she tells us that she was a pop star in, where is she from? In China, I think she says. She was a pop star, but then I think her mother didn't want her to live that life. She wanted to make sure she had a more stable and secure life, and so, she left that dream. Christine and Anna. Christine walks in with that damn Louis Vuitton piece on. Girl, she walks in, Anna sees it. And so she walks in, she walks up to Anna. Kane was like, oh shit, she wore that piece. Why would she wear that to Anna's party? Anna sees it. So Anna sees it. She walks up to Anna. She goes, "Do you have something similar like this?" And Anna's like, "Yeah, I do." Like, girl, what the fuck? Like, yeah, I have something similar to this. And she's like, "Okay, well, you gotta let me know when you wear it so we don't wear it at the same time." And she was like, "Okay." Anna hightailed it over to the seating arrangements and put Christine all the way at the end of the table away from the rest of the group. So when they went to go sit down, baby, Anna had moved her seat all the way to the end. Christine was looking down the table like, what are they doing over there? She set us all. She knew exactly why she was set at the end of that table, honey. She changed her seating. It was time to eat. Christine was like, where? Everybody was like, where is Christine, baby? Christine was at the end of the table. After she showed Anna that Louis Vuitton piece, Anna went and changed them damn place settings. She deserves to be at the end. Don't fucking play with me. Don't fucking play with me, bitch. Kane was like, Anna was not playing. He was like, bitch, fuck you. Go sit over there. You want to play games with me? Fuck you. Sit there. Sit down there. Sit at the end. So you know what it is. You know, table settings, place settings is very important. And if you sitting at the end of the table away from your friend group, girl, something's going on. So we're going to see this play out throughout the series between Anna and Christine. And Anna gets Christine every single time. Every time. Every time. Anyways, if those who have watched the entire series, please don't spoil it in the comments for people who haven't. And people who are maybe watching one episode at a time and not binging. Anyways, guys, take care of each other. Sorry, today I'm feeling kind of weird. I'm feeling like out of my head a little bit. So, sorry. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I feel weird. I feel super, super weird. I feel like I'm like on in a different atmosphere or something like that. It's just a weird feeling. Anyways, so take care of each other, protect your energy, and we'll get down in the comments. I don't know what's going on with me, and we'll get down in the comments.